Well, hello and welcome to Little Woolly Things. This is episode number 4. And thank you to all of my returning viewers. And if you are just finding me for the very first time, I'm not surprised since this is only episode 4. But I hope you like what you see and hit the subscribe button. And, I hope you're interested enough to listen to what I have to say. So, let's see, what is going on in my life right now? We've been making applesauce. We made a lot of applesauce. And we did all of that after our vacation Bible school at church was over. So the last week has been super crazy busy. Let's see. We made some tomatillo salsa yesterday, which was a brand new experience. My daughter's over here off camera going, oh, because it was so good. Yeah, my husband threatened to just get a spoon and eat it straight out of the bowl. But anyway, that was my test batch. I was trying a new recipe that I've never tried before, and I think it was a success, so we're definitely going to make up a whole bunch more and can it. So that will be a good portion of our salsa for this coming up here. Oh, and my coffee. I cannot start an episode without talking about coffee. This time though, grab my cup here. This time, this coffee was not brewed by, or not roasted by myself. It was roasted by my home coffee roasters exchange partner. Say that 5 times fast. I'm part of a group on Facebook, and it is called the Home Coffee Roasters. I think that's it, Home Coffee Roasters group. Anyway, a couple times a year we organize a swap, and all of us crazy coffee geeks send 8 ounces of coffee to whoever we get paired up with, and then we give their coffees a review and post it in the group. It's a great way to learn what works in your roasts, to experience how another home roaster does their roasts, to try out some coffee beans that maybe you've never tried roasting before. This one is from Rwanda, and I actually did this as a pour over. So I think my grind could have been a little bit finer. The pour over went pretty fast, but this is a very, very nice cup of coffee, and I have to say, you know, thumbs up to Chuck for roasting this, and thank you so much for sending it to me. Oh, it's so good. It definitely has some cinnamon flavor to it, which is really unique. Coffees from Africa tend to have some really unique flavors, so this is really an excellent roast, and I'm going to post a wonderful review of it very soon. So hopefully, Chuck, you're not holding your breath waiting for me to post the review. But yeah, Chuck sent me this one and also some beans from Mexico that were also very good. And he will be getting a nice review soon. And here I have my daughter Elena joining me. She was on my podcast last time showing off the beginning of her very first pair of socks. So Elena, show us how far you've gotten on your project. Hold it up so that the camera can see. I'll show off the part that's finished. So Elena is a little bit over halfway through her first pair of socks. She has sock number 1 done. Here, let me show it. She's got a nice little heel on here. See that? She did that heel all by herself. And it's a shorty sock. And this is done in, what did we decide? Knit Picks Swish Superwash. Yep. This is just some yarn that I had laying around in my stash, and it's nice brown, dirt color, perfect for socks. Okay, your turn to talk. Oops, drop the needle. Okay. What do you want to say about your sock? You want to show us how far you've gotten on your second sock?
Sure.
Okay, hold it up so everyone can see. So you're starting at the cuff, right?
I finished the cuff already.
She's finished the cuff, headed down toward the toe, and then what kind of a heel are you going to do? Do you remember?
An afterthought heel.
Yes, an afterthought heel, just like on the first sock. Yep. You going to work on it some more today? Yep. She's doing a good job. Yay. Thank you, Elena. Okay. Elena is also working on another project right now that she doesn't have ready to show you yet. She's making a project bag. So I'm anxious to see how that turns out. So my latest thing has been, getting to know all these different podcasts that are out there. There are so many knitting podcasts available to watch. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes. But I do have a few favorites. And I know I'm late on the bandwagon to a lot of these because I'm just sort of getting into this. But I have been watching Levi of WTF Knitting. He is such a character. If you have not found his podcast yet, you might want to check it out. He's very entertaining and he does some really wonderful knitting. I've also been watching Grocery Girls, who are Jody and Tracy up in Canada. They have a really wonderful podcast, and they're kind of not afraid to talk about anything. So it's quite interesting, and I really enjoy it, and I don't want to miss any episodes of that one. Let's see, who else have I been watching lately? Oh, the Chelsea Pearls podcast. I just started watching, so I've only seen, I think, 2 episodes of theirs. They are Miriam and Christina, and I believe they're located in New Jersey. They run a yarn shop there, and so they have lots of beautiful skeins of yarn, and lots of fun chit-chat back and forth. It's kind of like sitting in on knit night with them, so that's a lot of fun. And I will post links, or at least URLs in the description down below, so please check that out. So let's get into my whips. I think I have shown you my Leora Tank. Last time I was only about that far into it, so I've made a little more progress with that. Let's see if I can get it out here and show it off to you without losing any stitches. Oh, I did pull some stitches out. I'm gonna have to fix that. So this is how far I have gotten, working in the round here. It's got this cute cable design that goes up the side, or not cable, lace. This is lace. It goes up the side, underneath the arm hole area, and I just really like it. It's a fairly simple lace. Unfortunately, I think this is going to get shelved for a while. I might pull it out and work on it every once in a while, but it's kind of going to be backburnered because, gosh, here we are at the end of summer, and I've got so many other projects that I really want to be working on, and I suppose I could work on this and get it done, but it would be like, starting into winter when I finally finish this. So I think I'm going to focus on some other things for a little while. Hopefully that doesn't totally kill any possibility of that project getting finished. I don't know. I really, really want to see it finished. So maybe after I get some of my gift knitting, my holiday knitting done, I can get back to that one. What else do I have to show you? I have a faux. Oh, wait a minute. I'm still on whips, right? Let's see. What do I have? Oh, here we go. Okay. So this one is actually a gift project for somebody. And I have this much of the first sock done. Still needs a heel. And I like to do my socks toe up. So started here with, I believe this is Rabbit, maybe Rabbit Heather in Stroll Tweed fingering. And then this one I believe is Garnet in the Stroll Tweed. And I finished this with a tubular rib edge. And yeah, I can't talk too much about that one because it's going to be somebody's Christmas present. But I've gotten this far on sock number 2. So that's a half finished object, right? Because I've got everything but the heel on the first one, and that's, you know, a little more than the heel would be. So I'm going to count that as a hoe. And let's see, but don't tell anybody. Gift project. Shh. Okay. Oh, and I have another secret project. This one I'm actually really, really excited about, and I wish that I could show it to you so much. But this one, I will just show you the sheer size of this. It's a tall sock, and it is done in Lion Brand Vanna's Glamour. So it's got some sparkle to it, and I don't think you could see that very well. I don't know if you could see the sparkle in it, but the lighting in here is really lousy. One of these days I'm going to invest in good lights, but I don't have any yet, and my dining room lighting is really yellow. Anyway, this is a nice gold color, and it does have some gold sparkly in it. It's very pretty. Someday I will show this to you. This particular one, I'm actually most of the way finished with sock number 2 as well. But this is going to be a published pattern, so I can't show it off to you quite yet. I can't wait to reveal this one though. It's super exciting. Okay, so there's that gift project. Isn't it awful to have secret projects that you want to show off but you can't because you don't want anyone to get their surprise spoiled? I really feel like gifts should be surprises. And I know that a lot of people don't care. They're just like, well, you know, work on it. I'll appreciate it either way. But I really like to have that moment of surprise, you know, have somebody open up a package and go, oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. I can't believe you made this for me. Maybe that's selfish. It might be. But anyway, I like doing it that way. So, yeah, more about that later. Okay, so let's see. Upcoming projects. I have a bunch of things coming up. There is a Harry Potter knit-along that has already started, and I have not begun my project for it yet. And honestly, I'm not really that into Harry Potter. I know that's a, how could you say such a thing? But yeah, I'm not that into Harry Potter. I have started watching some of the movies because I had never seen them before. And a bunch of people have told me, oh, don't worry, don't bother with the movies, they're awful, just read the books are so much better, so maybe one day I will do that. I just thought if I could watch the movies I'd get caught up a little faster. So anyway, my plan for that knit-along is to do Hermione's Everyday Socks, because I've seen a lot of people online working that particular pattern, and it looks nice and functional and, you know, pretty. I'm trying to decide on the perfect yarn. Of course, the perfect yarn has got to be something that's in my stash. So pretty soon I'm going to have to unload all of my bins and look through all of them and decide which skein of yarn is going to become my Hermione's Everyday Socks. When I finally figure that out, I will let you know. And hopefully I'll get them done before the end of the knit-along, which I think is at the end of September. And those will probably end up being a gift too. Because anything that you knit this time of year has got to be for somebody, right? Or you'll end up having to scramble and still be knitting and finishing in ends on Christmas Eve, and I would rather not do that. It has happened before, many times. I really try not to get in that much of a scramble though, and it's really terrible if you knit something for everybody except for like that one person that you ran out of time for. Yeah, let's not go there. Okay, this is my Christmas project bag. my finished Christmas projects bag. So hopefully I will be filling this bag between now and December 24th with all of the projects that I'm going to make for everybody. I have one project actually in here finished. This one right here. It is a pair of socks. And actually, I'll untie this and show it to you guys because it came out really nice. And I actually started knitting along on my second sock, and I didn't start it in exactly the same place as the first, as the first sock. And so my stripes didn't quite match up. But so then I ended up, of course, I worked toe up. So I was like, well, I'm just going to have to live with it, right? Well, actually, I decided I couldn't live with it not matching. So I took both toes apart and cut the yarn and worked new toes from as if I were doing a cuff down sock. And I'm really pleased that you really can't tell, I don't think, I can't tell that I changed direction in my knitting. I actually changed direction at 2 different points on the socks because they didn't match. And so, yeah, I got a really good match. I'm really happy with that. That was a new thing for me, to actually cut the toe off and knit it out the other direction and try and make everything match. But yeah, my heels came out pretty darn close. These were afterthought heels, so that made it a little bit easier, I guess. The only difference is that the cast off, bind off for sock number 1, well, this is actually the back half of the last row, and the bind off, I think, ended up with a little bit of the pink in it. But after all I went through to make them match, I thought I had already pieced in multiple pieces to get this much of the red all together, and I just did not want to cut one more little short piece of yarn to make that all red. So it's pink. This one's all red. That's the only difference. And it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, it makes it definitely unique, right? Okay, so this is also a gift for somebody. Shh, don't tell. Okay. So I will roll that back up and tie it back up and throw it back in my gift bag here. And what else do I have to show you guys? Let's see. Oh, I've got, gosh, so many plans. So much running around in my little head. Just waiting for me to find the time to do them. But since we're talking about all these gift projects, I am thinking that I would like to host a knit along starting September 1st and going until January 1st with all of these holiday projects, gift projects in mind. And I think I decided I'm going to call it the Sneaky Gift KAL because I really love you know, making gifts surprises, and sometimes that's really hard to do when you're making gifts for people you live with. So I would really love to hear your stories about, you know, trying to do your gift knitting on the sly so that somebody doesn't see what you're working on, or at least doesn't realize that it's a gift for them. I'm going to set up a Ravelry group for the knit along, and so I really want to hear your stories about how you get your sneaky gift knitting done. I really wanted to call it the surreptitious gift knitting KAL, but that seemed like too much to type and too much to try and spell correctly. So anyway, this will give us all an opportunity to show off projects that we're working on for people without showing it to the gift recipient, because I know I always want to show off what I'm doing, and it's really hard when you're working on something, you know, for your husband or your wife or your kids, or, you know, whoever you're knitting for that you spend an awful lot of time with. And you just want to say, look, it's so cool, it's so pretty, I hope you love this, but you can't, because it's going to be a gift and you want them to be surprised. So let's get together and show off our gift knits to each other on the sly without spoiling the surprises. So I don't know what the prizes are going to be yet, but I will be amassing some cool stuff, and if anyone would like to donate prizes for the KAL, I would gladly take them. I love to show off other people's work. I really love all of the creative stitch markers and hand-painted yarns and project bags and all of the great things that people make just to, you know, have something pretty to go along with your knitting or something pretty to put your project in. And they're all useful things. I mean, I need stitch markers, and I need a bag to carry my stuff around in, because you can only carry your project around in a plastic grocery bag for so long before your knitting needle's going to punch a hole in it, you know? So I don't do that anymore. I used to. Sometimes I still separate projects inside my bag in grocery bags, but it still doesn't really work because you always end up ripping holes in them. But you gotta do something with all those plastic bags, right? Okay. Anyway, oh, I had a friend gift me a skein of hand-raised, hand-spun alpaca. Look at that. She just gave it to me. I have no idea how much yardage is in here. It's definitely a really heavy, I don't know if you'd call it Aran weight, worsted weight, definitely at least. But this, I love it. It's natural color, not dyed or anything. This is the alpaca's wool color. And so I thought, you know, I need to find the perfect project to use this on. And I love making shawls. And this is such a nice neutral color. I just thought, you know, I remember quite a while ago there was this pattern that I saw and I fell in love with it. And I'm sure all of you out there have probably heard of it before. It's called On the Spice Market by Melanie Berg. And so I think this is going to be my base color, my main color for my Spice Market shawl. And I went stash diving because, you know, I love to use up my stash. I have some of this Knit Picks Swish worsted in bark. I have another Swish worsted in hollyberry. And then I have, I'm kind of going with this fall theme. I don't know if I'll use this one or not. This is Stockbridge, Valley Yarns Stockbridge. It's 50% alpaca, 50% wool. And this color is called Wine, but it might be too close to the Knit Picks hollyberry. I don't know. They're really similar colors. And then I have this Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Peruvian wool in maple syrup. And this has been in my stash since, oh gosh, forever. I bought this, I think, when Knit Picks first came out with Wool of the Andes. I've had this in my stash for a really long time. Back when it was like $1.99 a skein, you know. I also have this. This is another one that's been in my stash for a while, and it's a hand spun. It was another gift from a friend. It's such a bright yellow, really kind of a neat color, and I haven't found the perfect project to tuck this one into, obviously, or it wouldn't still be in my stash. I have no idea what the yardage is on this, but we'll see. Hopefully I've got enough. And then I have this one, which I believe is another Valley Yarns, but I'm not sure. I I might have put the ball band inside the center of this. I don't know, but it's got these nice orange and gold and kind of an olive color. It's not really olive, I don't know, it's just a kind of an overall olive tone to these yellows and oranges. And there's kind of a, what would you call that, goldenrod? I don't know, a darker brownish orange color. So I don't know if these colors will actually all work together or not, but this is what I'm thinking about doing. Dun, da, da. Dun, da, 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 along with that. I don't know if there is any way to show this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. All those colors, definitely feeling autumnal. And that one that, I don't know, I think it's too close to the other red. I feel like I'm waddling through the yarn store here. Anyway, so that will be coming soon, I hope. I really, really, really want to get started on that project. And that will be totally selfish knitting, you know. I have loved the Spice Market shawl pattern since the very first time I saw it. It's just such a neat idea, I think, for the color work and for stripes. Yeah, really cool. So I can't wait to get started on that. And I actually was part of a knit-along. I've mentioned this before. The Summer Top Knit-Along with the Slow Ass Knitters Club on Ravelry. And I won one of the prizes. Yay! It was my first knit-along I've ever done, and I actually won one of the prizes. So I'm going to show you what I got, because this is just amazing. This is the nicest yarn I think I have ever had in my hands. This came to me from Amy of Amy's Knotted Knits. If you have not watched her podcast, you should. This is from Hypnotic Yarn. It's the Treat Your Feet base. 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. But look at these colors. Oh my wordy. Look at this. It has this beautiful, like electric pink, hot pink color morphing into this hot red, orangey color. There's my son coming out of his bedroom. It's got some pops of brown in there and this tangerine peachy color. I just really, I cannot even figure out how these yarn dyers come up with these ideas to put such amazing colors together and to put them in the right order to make them work like this. I mean, really, this is gorgeous. So thank you so much, Amy, for sending me this. I also got this cool little notions bag along with the yarn, and inside the notions bag I got a couple bags of tea in this cute little organza bag, and I got some stitch markers from Knitty by Nature Shop, and here they are. They're just, it's such a cute set because it was the Summer Top knit along. And so it has this cute little progress keeper of a sweater, a little summer top, and these little itty bitty purple stitch markers. And then I also, I think along with the notions bag, we have this stitch marker with the little, the Celtic, what do you call this? Trefoil. So, I'm just super excited about this. Oh, and I also got this skein coat with the cute little llamas on there with the glasses. And oh my goodness, have you guys seen the movie Sing? Doesn't this remind you of Judith from the Bank? Seriously? Except Judith was not as happy as these little guys look. So cute. I cannot wait to put that on a skein of yarn because it's going to make me smile every time I look at it. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Avie. I love it. Those are all my goodies. right, what else do I need to talk about? I talked about the Sneaky Gift KAL. Don't forget. Get in on that starting September 1st. And it will be, I'm going to start a Ravelry group. I've never started a Ravelry group before. So, this is going to be a brand new thing. Hopefully it works smoothly. I hope so, because I really don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing, even though I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, it's going to be fun, because, you know, I've participated in a knit-along now, so I know all about them, right? Anyway, one of the podcasters that I was watching, I think it was the Chelsea Pearls podcast, they got out their knitting bags and emptied their knitting bags and just talked about what they had in them. And I thought that was kind of cool, because, I mean, the crazy things we carry in our knitting bags, right? So I thought I would show you what's in my knitting bag. I have 2 pens, because, you know, one might dry up. You might need 2. Of course, the projects that I just showed off to you are in here. And I have, an extra skein of yarn for that project. Oh, wait a minute, here's another pen. Pen number 3. I have this other project that I haven't looked at in months. I kind of have forgotten about it. I was sort of keeping this one a secret because I'm hoping maybe someday I will get it written out enough to publish the pattern. Right now it looks like a bunch of crazy rags, but so that is my long-term knitting project, and of course the yarn balls that go with it that I really need the skein coat for. I should have had that a long time ago, right? And let's see, what else is in here? I have the emergency toolkit with some stitch markers and a needle threader. There's a needle threader in there. A cable needle, a flexible measuring tape, a row counter, clicky counter, and some stitch, yeah, I said stitch markers already. There's also a piece of grosgrain ribbon in here. I have no idea why. Why would I need grosgrain ribbon? It's black ribbon. I do have a tapestry needle in here. That's useful. So that's in there. And, miscellaneous yarn bits and ball bands and things that get dropped in the middle, in the bottom of your knitting bag. It just happens. A little swatch playing with some crochet patterns. Oh, here is my real toolkit. Okay, see the plethora of stitch markers. They have to be out here where I can see them, or I forget where I put them. So they're out here on the end. Some of them I made myself. Some of them are actually just little charms that were supposed to go on a bracelet that I bought at Michael's. I liked them. I have some little mini circular needles. I think these are about a size 2, maybe a size 2. What does it say on it? These are Chow Goos. I thought they had the size printed on them. Oh yes, size 2, 2.75 millimeters. So, good guess, huh? All right. Scissors, measuring tape, highlighter. That goes in the under more pens, right? So 1, 2, 3 pens. Here's pen number 4 plus the highlighter. Pen number 5 plus the highlighter. More stitch markers and a tatting shuttle. And a fistful of crochet hooks. Lots of crochet hooks. A stitch holder. A cable needle. This crochet hook, this one's special. This one belonged to my husband's grandmother, and she crocheted the most beautiful lace. doilies until her hands just wouldn't do it anymore. So this is my treasure, this Grandma's crochet hook. And this is my favorite. Working on amigurumis, working on lace. It's just this tiny little crochet hook, but it's black. It's a boy size 1. And I don't know, it's just my favorite. I can always find this one because I have never seen a black crochet hook, a metal crochet hook, other than this one, so it's easy to find. Hi, Justin. We just been photobombed. Anyway, and then I have an assortment of needles, sewing needles, yarn needles, and a set of stitch markers in this cute little slidey tin. That's fun. I have a leather thimble in here. You never know when you need a thimble. So anyway, it's interesting, the stuff that you carry around in your knitting bag, right? Everyone's got different things that they just have to have. I would hate to leave home without any of these things, even though I don't always use all that fistful of crochet hooks. And these are not my favorite size circular needles, but they work in a pinch, you know, and they fit in my little tool bag here, which is really just a pencil pouch that's supposed to go in a 3-ring binder, you know. But it works, and it was cheap, and I like that. What else do I have in my knitting bag? There are so many pockets in this thing. I actually had this made for me by a maker on Etsy, and her name is Loretta, but she goes by Red Weaver. And I'm trying to remember the name of her Etsy shop now, and I can't think of it. She made this for me a long time ago. I actually asked her if she could do something different for me in this design of this bag, and she did. She did everything exactly the way I wanted her to. She did the dividers going this way instead of lengthwise, you know, they're going across, because at the time I had an infant and I wanted to have a pouch for baby things, and I wanted to have a section for my knitting, and then I wanted to have a section for, you know, my wallet, my keys, and all of that stuff. So I wanted 3 center sections to separate things. Justin, please don't touch the tripod. Thank you. I don't think that she was excited enough about this style to throw it in her Etsy shop for anybody else, but she did this for me really quickly, and she did exactly the fabrics that I wanted and the colors that I wanted, and I just have always loved this. What, Justin? What?
Can we make donuts?
Can we make donuts? We're going to make donuts later, okay? Right now I'm going to finish recording my podcast. So, in pouch number 3 here, I have a DVD of the presentation I put together for our Vacation Bible School at church. And I have my pocket Bible right there. Never leave home without it. And then this also has pockets all along the outside of it. I can put so much in this bag. It's awesome. Deck of playing cards, because you never know. Oh, dirty 6-year-old sock. Sorry. We got on this kick one day of making stress balls, because we saw some videos on YouTube about making these stress balls with Orbeez, and so I have a stress ball in my knitting bag, which is kind of fun. It's squishy, and you know, anyway, it's in my knitting bag.
It feels gross.
Elena says it feels gross.
When you step on one.
Well, yeah, when you step on one, it's gross. Oh, I have chocolate. Emergency stash, you know. And yeah, that's all that's in my knitting bag. So I would love to hear about what's in your knitting bag. Have you looked in it lately? Do you know what's in the bottom of your knitting bag? Anyway, that's all I have to talk about today. It's probably more than I needed to say, but you know, I like hanging out with you guys. And I hope that you come back for next episode. And I hope that you join my knit along and my Ravelry group. And I look forward to getting to talk with you some more. Thanks a lot. Bye. Okay. So, podcasting done. Now you can talk.
Yep. I'm kind of hungry.
You're kind of hungry? I think it's about lunchtime.
Yeah. What is for lunch?
What is for lunch?